Hey there, CAD 101. All right, we're going to go over example 11. I noticed that a bunch of you guys turned example 11 in. That's awesome. Uh, and yeah, so we'll go over uh, how this goes together. And then if you got that right, then that's pretty great. That'll be a big one for you. This is tricky. So I'm going to just go ahead and I mentioned in the video previously that this area is the tricky part. I'll go over kind of how I set up the rest of these areas. And then we'll get to this part last. And then if you need to, you can just revise your work and resubmit if needed. If not, and you've got it all correct, then you got yourself 110%, which on this one I guess is 55 points out of 50, something like that. So yeah, okay. So this is basically how I set this up to begin with. So I started over in this corner. I made this my origin, that circle, and then this is just a series of circles with some offset lines to indicate center points. And then I would, set up some tangent lines here and here, and then I would move on to the next area. And then eventually what I'll do is come back and trim these lines out with the trim tool. Going back to the drawing, you're going to notice that we can actually use one arc on that top edge up here. So if we look at the drawing, we end up doing a tan setup between these two. So tangent, and then a radius, which is 6, and you end up with a big circle going around that top edge. And then you're given a location of this center point up here, and you can draw that out, and then you can trim away that arc as needed. And then it doesn't even really look like a circle at that point anymore. It looks like two arcs, but it's actually, if you kind of continue that around, you'll notice that it actually is a circle. So same with this. You set up a circle here and a circle here, and I guess you'd have to do this second. So you'd have to go here and then to this circle over here in order to get a tangent relationship to set up that arc. Okay, now the tricky part is going to be this section down here. Oh, and if you're not familiar with the tangent radius circle, go back and look at the previous video as a refresher. I go over that quite a bit. And these here are just fillets. So once you bring your lines down, and right in here, you can trim these and trim these, and then you can radius, grab your fillet tool and create a radius between these two. So that would work as well. All right. So now the kind of the tricky part is this section right here. So what we know is that this gives us a radius of 1 for this arc here, calls it a radius of 1. And you can notice that this radius is tangent with this circle, and it's tangent with the arc that goes over this direction. The other thing we know is that there's a 1.25 inch drop between this center point and the center point for this circle. It doesn't give us the dimension side to side, though. It doesn't give it from this vertical line over to that vertical line. So the location of the center point is, you can't figure out where that is. It's just kind of floating. And that's the tricky part to figure out. But if we go back to the drawing, yeah, we've got the radius. You can see the tangency, and you get this 1.25. But what we can do is we've got a circle that comes down that's tangent to this circle. And we know that this circle here is 1.5, which means it has a radius of 0.75. So this distance from here out to here is 0.75. And then this circle is tangent to this one, which if we draw a bigger circle that has a radius from here to here, it's going to go all the way around this one. And then we can put our center point where this bigger circle is crossing this horizontal line. So now if we go back, you can see I've got a construction circle here, which is 3.5, which is 1 inch plus 0.75, 1.75 times 2. And so you get a diameter of 3.5. And then you can put your center point right there, and you can just do a center point circle and give it a diameter of 2. And that automatically becomes tangent with this circle right there. Then the last step, if we go back to our drawing, is to then create a tangent radius circle for that last curve. So let's just go ahead and do that. Go back to my 0 layer. So tan radius. So, and remember, just get your cursor placed on the circle in the spot you roughly want it to be tangent. So we're going to go here, and somewhere up here will work, and then a radius, and you end up with your curve in the location it should be. And then you're gonna do a bunch of trimming of things at that point. So if you got this right, that is awesome. That's some mental gymnastics there, and probably a lot of time thinking about how to lay this out with the tools you're given. So so there's that part. If you need to revise, just go ahead and you can go ahead and do that and resubmit. Additionally, we are going to skip down a little bit. So we're going to skip down. We're going to go past 12. You're going to eventually do 12. So you get a little preview of what's to come. We're going to come down to, we're going to do 18. 18 is another good practice for that tool, tangent radius, and setting up, figuring out how to set up circular geometry. So all right, so given the tools you've got now, this should make generally make some sense. And we're just going to do, for this one, we're just going to do this top view. So you don't have a 3-view drawing for this. It's just the top view on this one. So, all right. So again, let me know if I can assist in any way. And then, yeah, have a good week, and we'll talk to you soon.